Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, I'm wearing clothes, but this time I'm wearing a designer shirt. Now, when I say designer, I mean a shirt that cost $35. Now, I know that's not a lot of money to, you know, some people when they think of designer shirts, but for a person like me who, like uh, like a like a still wear clothes from high school. Uh, got I want to say it might have been up until like 4 years ago. I was wearing clothes from high school still. You know, well because they still fit, so why not wear them? And yeah, I'm one of those people. It's like I don't buy new clothes just because. I buy new clothes because either something gets ripped up, from like a fan, or just gets old, But if it still fits and it looks decent, okay, the decent part that doesn't mean anything. But anyway, it looks like modern art. It has like Uma Thurman's face from Pulp Fiction on it, like when she was getting high off the heroin, and it has that face, and it's some other modern art stuff. Now, I like heroin. That's why, and that's why I spent $35 on this shirt. I remember the last time I did heroin. Oh, great. It's a great story. Uh, it was probably like 15 years ago. Me and my friend, me and my friend Darren are, over Darren's apartment. Well, his mom and him share an apartment. But I don't know if the mom was there, but either way, it doesn't matter because the mom's a cokehead. Me and him were hanging out. He's like, "Hey man, like, let's get some E, and like, we could play video games." And I'm like, "Sure." So we go get some E, come back. Now here's the thing. Like during that time, there was a horrible E problem because E was being transported from Mexico into California like crazy. Because a lot of drugs in California come from Mexico because you know how the border's all messed up. Well, that's where the drugs come from. So a lot of people didn't know that. Like, we have this. Okay, you know how the border's all open now. Well, when the border's open like that, you know what happens? Lots of like, if you thought drugs came through before, it's like 10 times as much drugs come through the border when it's open like that. And if you thought human trafficking was bad, okay, well when the border is open like that, like literally 10 times as many, you know, human traffic victims come through. Basically, everything that's bad that comes through the border, it comes through 10 times more than borders open. So anyway, it was during a time when we were having an influx of border crossings, and instead of you know closing the border, they instead spent a lot of our tax dollars and bought a bunch of drug sniffing dogs that specialize in sniffing E. Or in not sniffing E. That's what us humans do. In finding E anyway. So like because they had this influx of drug sniffing dogs that were just specialized in finding E, the people who made the drugs had to make the E a little bit different, and it slowly became something else that wasn't E, and it was becoming more and more heroin because the dogs are just specifically trained for E. And anyway, it was just a scam because like the dogs cost a lot of money, and whatever. I can go on a rant about how the government wastes money. Like it'd just been easier to just close the damn border. But anyway, so like we get the E, then we go back to his apartment or his mom's apartment, and we do it. And then we're waiting for the effect of the E. Now you know what happens when you do E. It's like you're walking on sunshine. You're 10 feet tall. You're bulletproof. You're beautiful. You're all those cliche phrases. Okay. Well, he was sitting on the couch. He melted into the couch, and he looked over at me. He's like, I can't move. I had melted into the floor, and I looked up at him, and I'm like, I can't move. And so, with his right arm, he reached out like for me. Okay. Now he's on the couch, so he doesn't have to really do much. My I'm laying on the ground. I tried to move my left arm to like reach out. I'm like, my arm is stuck. Like I'm. So we're both glued to the surface we're on. Okay, we just can't move. And so he's like, he's like, what is this? And yeah, we can't talk. Our speech is all messed up. And so that's when I go, oh wait, the dogs, they got all the E. He's like, what are you talking about? Well, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna talk. He's like, what do you mean the dogs got all the E? And I tell him because I work with dogs, so like anything dog related I know about. So I was like, well, yeah, but there's so much E coming in through the Mexican border that we have these specialized dogs that only get the E, and so it's really wiping out the E. So like they've been cutting the E with heroin. We're probably on heroin right now. He's like, oh no. He was like, oh no. So now that we realize that we're actually on heroin, we're both like, oh no, and we're just on the ground, can't move, going, what are we gonna do? It was so bad. And so like we didn't want to bother his mom because she's high on coke having fun in her room. So we're laying on the floor, and so like none of us know about heroin. Like we're not actual heroin addicts. We just know that when you do heroin, you kind of you can't really do anything. So I'm like, what should we do? And he's like, well, I know we can't sleep on this. Like you're not supposed to sleep. I'm like, okay, but you know, we're both feeling great. Well, I don't know if great's the word, but we're both stuck. Okay, I felt disappointed because I wanted to eat because I actually did want to play video games. He's starting to get like, I don't want to say scared, but just like he's never done heroin before. I've never done heroin either, and like we've heard nothing good about it, so like, we don't want to be on it. So I somehow I mean somehow with like the strength of Satan, I somehow sit up. But I mean, it took like a good 5 minutes and all my energy. I sit up because I could sit up. He like rolled off the couch and fell. Like it was very ungraceful, but because it was a bad position to be like it wasn't like a natural position like the way he fell off the couch. Uh, I he and me I helped him sit up, and then because there was like the physical activity of falling off the couch, sitting up, helping him up, we both like sat up. He got into a chair, and I was comfortable just sitting on the floor, but I leaned against the wall, and like we bitched about the drug dealer for about an hour or so. Like, it's not professional. How could you sell someone a product that you don't know what's in the product? False advertising, gonna get a look. Like, the conversation became stupid. But anyway, um, I have no idea how I got into that conversation. But anyway, I saw something stupid. I think it might have been last night. Now, once again, I don't follow sports because, and I will say this for the 35th billionth time, I don't watch protesters. I don't like the fact that these NBA players, NFL players, whatever players can protest and not stand up for the national anthem and kneel during the national anthem or wear like a burn loot murder shirt or like wear the name of some criminal on the back of their helmets. Okay, I'm watching sports to be entertained. I'm not watching sports to be lectured or to like hear your political opinion. Like I don't care if you like Trump or don't like Trump or like Biden or don't like Biden. Just dribble the damn ball, score the damn touchdown. Okay. Yeah, and and it could be anything. I don't care what side of the political island you're on. Just dribble the damn basketball. I just don't want to hear it. Anyway, so I didn't actually see this basketball game, okay? Because I stopped watching the NBA a while ago. But apparently at this Timberwolves game, a animal rights protester during the game ran out onto the court and super glued her hand to the court. Oh my god. And so I saw the picture. And it's like this chick. Okay, now the one thing that did surprise me about this chick's appearance, I mean, like, I already knew she's gonna be white, but the fact that she had normal color hair, like it wasn't pink, blue, yellow, gold, you know, and like she was wearing a shirt that had something to do with animal rights, I don't, it probably said like "Save the ferrets," and you see the ref, or not, you see someone trying to pick her up, and then you see her look up and like pointing at her hand like it's glued, and I'm like, you fucking moron. Anyway, I don't know how they got her off the court. I didn't bother trying to go through the whole ordeal, but anyway, but they did get her off the court. But this is the thing the problem I have with this. Okay, you're an animal rights protester. The NBA is the lowest rated it's ever been in history right now. You're super gluing your hand. Okay, what do you think's gonna happen? The only thing that's gonna happen is you have become a meme for the rest of your life. You are now a laughing joke, a laughing stock, a joke. You are a meme. The meme of this girl with the bewildered look on her face and her hand glued to the court is forever. Like the internet is forever. You guys know that, right? Same with like Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Chris Rock will forever be known as the guy that Will Smith slapped. Like the Chris Rock memes are priceless. Like Will Smith will forever be known as the guy who slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars. I was watching this independent news station, Wyon News. They're like a real news station, okay? Uh, they were talking about the Pakistani government and how the opposition party voted out whatever some prime minister, and the woman said the opposition party Will Smithed the prime minister. I mean, it's a part of like it's a part of Pakistani pop culture. The Will Smith slap is a part of Pakistani pop culture now. Like it's freaking goddamn ridiculous. So yeah, like like making a serious. If you want to make a serious statement with anything, make the statement. Don't do something stupid. But anyway, I just don't know what this woman thought she was gonna gain, except for laughs. I don't know. I think it's hilarious. Um, but this is where my mind went. And maybe this shows you I watch too much TV. But if this was a Japanese porn, the referee would have like pulled the woman's pants down and like you know done a doggy style on the court. And if any of the players would have tried to stop him, he would have gave him a technical foul. This this is a Japanese um, time stop fantasy porn. I don't know if you guys have seen the Japanese porn where like they'll give this guy a stopwatch and like he can stop time, so he'll go to McDonald's, stop time, and then go behind the counter and have sex with all the female. Well, of course, wait. Of course, every person working there's a girl, but like he'll have sex with like every girl that's working behind the counter. like this reeks of like one of those Japanese porns, okay? Or like the Japanese porn where like it'll be like a guy will be standing on a ladder, and then there'll be a girl holding up the ladder just to help him like screw in a light bulb, and then he falls off the ladder, and then somehow his penis accidentally ends up inside her vagina, and they're both like, "Oh my god, how did this happen? How did your penis get inside my sideways vagina?" Yeah, I just could not take this seriously, and like now I'm gonna make a meme where I superimpose a Japanese guy behind her. My how far have I fallen to the dark side? Where see like I don't see regular porn. I see Japanese porn when I see a a weird situation. But anyway, it is what it is. This is what happens when you live in isolation, folks. You know, a regular guy would have just been like, "Oh yeah, what an idiot!" Super glitter hand to the basketball court. Me, I'm like, "Wow, this is a great plot for a JAV." Anyway, I've said enough. You guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Peace.